Hey y'all, this is your girl Tracy D, and welcome back to episode 8, week 8. The title tonight is Stop Feeding the Interest Simple Debt Payoff Strategies. Understanding interest and choosing debt payoff. Y'all got me? All right, welcome back to Mindset Mondays. This is your girl Tracy D. I hope you all are doing well. I am from the Midwest. I'm actually from Wisconsin, and it has been very, very cold. So if you is from this area or an area where the weather is detrimental, please stay warm and please stay safe. All right, so today we're going to talk about some money moves. We're talking about something a lot of people avoid, which is debt. We are quick to create debt, but we sure hate to get rid of debt. Listen, shame does not pay the bills. Ignoring the statement doesn't stop the interest. The funny part is, I can remember when I used to hang up on the bill collector and say, "She ain't here." Y'all can remember those days, right? Y'all, what we gonna do tonight is we gonna take the fear out of looking at debt and hit debt for what it really is. We gonna build a plan. We gonna talk about how we can overcome debt, and even though we gonna take little baby steps, y'all, we can be able to do this. So we're going to talk about interest. We put our money in these banks and nothing never becomes of our money, and we never really see the growth of money. So what is interest? What does interest really do? When you only pay the minimum, you're mostly paying interest. So when your credit cards tell you can pay the minimum balance, it's a setup, it's a trap. You've been bamboozled. Pay the bill. If you can pay, if it's say $25, go ahead and pay $50. The longer you carry the balance, the more you pay, and it's just a cycle. Until the next thing you know, the credit card bill is so high, now you closing it out and you can't even have it. Let's not do that. There's two simple steps. One, we can snowball. Pay extra on the smallest debt. Look for the quick wins, but be empowered to eventually go into an avalanche. An avalanche is when we're paying the highest interest rate to save the most money long term, and then we're gonna kind of roll that backwards. Just pick a bill and start. I don't care which one it is. We just want to work on eliminating debt. Debt starts with something you feel comfortable with to eliminate it, and then you just keep moving from there. But y'all have to remember, mindset mindset matters the most. It is a tool, but a high unmanaged debt is a weight. Did y'all hear me? You are not your credit score. You are not a person learning new habits. Any extra payments on debt really matters. I don't care if it's $5, $10, $20, $50 on every car loan, every mortgage loan, auto loan. It can shorten the years off. They're not going to tell us that because they don't want us to know that. Any money they can suck up from us, they're going to most definitely do it. Think about a mortgage. They always tell us to get a 30-year mortgage. You may start off with a 30-year mortgage, y'all, but within the first 2 years, flip that over to a 15-year mortgage. Put yourself in position where you can pay that little higher payment, but know that the interest that you're going to save over time is worth it, right? We're going to talk about some numbers. Sometimes we get invited to these credit cards and they talk about, oh, you can have 0% interest rate. That's good. That sounds good. That sounds like you doing it, right? But we got to make sure that we're reading the fine print. It could be 0% interest rate the first year or first 2 years. But then what is that actual interest rate after that has ended? Is it 25? Is it 30? And we know right now most credit cards is interest rates is anywhere 20% and higher. Most of them 25, 26%. So we need to make sure that we're understanding the interest rates when we're getting these loans. As Black people, we've always been put in these prime lendings where they'll tell us we can get anything. Oh, you just got to have a little higher down payment, or we'll just stretch the payment out all over time. What they really doing is they stretching the interest out over time. So they sound like they're staying within reason. When you go to get a car, what they say, reasonably, what is a payment you think you can afford? And then what they do, y'all, is they stretch that out over 6, 7 years for a car note to make you think you're staying within that payment when in actuality you're paying so much more, so far much more because of the interest that you have paid. So we got to make sure that we're most definitely knowing what interest rate is. I got to give you my scripture. My scripture for tonight is Proverbs chapter 22, verse 7. The, the rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is the slave to the lender. Y'all, a lot of us is living like that. Let's stop lending like that. I'm not going to say change is going to happen overnight, but what I'm saying is with consistency and a different mindset and having God first, anything can happen. So, our affirmation for tonight is I release shame around my money. I face my numbers with courage and wisdom. We're going to repeat that one more time. I release shame around my money. I face my numbers with courage. Y'all, we got to do better. We got to get better. And with the way the world is going today and the crazy people that's over in that house, we're not going to call it the White House, but we're going to call it the house. You never know. If you don't have a couple of extra dimes saved up and you don't know, they already starting to get rid of the money and they starting with the penny right before our eyes. We looking at it like, oh, it's just a penny. A penny earned, a penny kept is a penny that you have more than what you had before. So we got to really be paying attention to the small things in life, y'all. Again, this is your girl Tracy D. This has been Mindset Mondays, Week 8. Y'all be sure to join me every single Monday at 7:30 p.m. on my YouTube station at Tracy D MYB as we talk about debt, not from a place of shame, but from a place of power and strategy. We breaking down interest rates. We snowballing, avalanching the methods of killing the bill and the debt, and even how $20 extra can change your timeline. This is a mic drop, and as always, mind your business. This is your girl, Tracy D. I'll see you next week.